Hello everyone, Ronix from Ronix Photography, and in this tutorial today I'm going to be showing you guys how to best set your Mixturebrush tool for your skin retouching in Photoshop. So the tutorial today is basically about how you can set your Mixturebrush tool in order to have good results for your skin retouching in Photoshop. I know most of you people have been having issues about the Mixturebrush tool, and some have been confusing it for the normal brush tool, and others have been confusing it with the settings, and they are saying that they are trying to paint on a given layer and it is not going to apply the effects on the images. So this tutorial is basically for all of you who are just getting confused with how to set up your mixer brush tool or how to get the right settings so that you can apply them on your images while doing your frequency separation or skin retouching in order to get those beautiful and perfect portraits like I do have on my Instagram. So basically, you should also follow me on Instagram at Ronix Photography, and I'll be blessed and glad for your support. So I'm going to first of all show you the frequency separation part of it, but I'm not going to be using any. Actually, let me go and do the whole frequency separation thing so that I show you how to create the frequency separation group. It is where I'm going to base from to show you the mixer brush tool setting, because I need that as a basis or as a base for creating the best results for my mixer brush tool. So like as usual, we create the two layers for frequency separation. So when you create the two layers, we usually name this below layer blur or low. Other people call it tones. That's why I prefer to put uh, all those names on that so that you don't get confused. So the above layer is usually a texture, or some people call it a high frequency. So I'm going to put that. So I hope these names don't confuse you guys. So remember, when we are using a mixer brush tool, we usually work on the tones or blur layer. So right now what we are doing, we are trying to create the frequency separation group for our mixer brush tool. So you need frequency separation group in order to use the mixer brush tool. That's what I should say, in order to avoid getting the plastic kind of images. So you're going to first of all turn this off, select the blur layer as usual, come to filter, come to blur, and come to Gaussian blur. So when you come to Gaussian blur, for this very layer, we want to only remain with the what, the skin tones like it has been named. So we're going to start moving this slider until we only remain with the skin tones, and we can no longer see the skin details or the details in this image quite well. So let's turn this up slightly until we get I'm going to go with the radius of 6. So click OK. Get your high frequency layer, and now for the texture layer, I only want to remain with the textures, but remember what we're going to do. We're going to subtract them from the blur or the skin tone layer. So we're going to activate that, then come, make sure it is selected, come to image, and come to apply image. So when you click apply image, you'll get this tiny box right here. And now what you're going to do, we are going to first of all select the blur layer, because we want to subtract the skin textures from the blur or skin tones layer. So we're going to come and choose the blending. You guessed it right, we're going to be using subtract, and make sure the opacity is 100, the scale is 2, and offset 128. I've always explained it in my tutorials. So the reason for this, we want to get a 50% gray, as you can see right here. And now 128 is a half of 256, that is the RGB or the colors. So after that, make sure you have the preview is like it is on. Make sure that the preview is marked or it is on, and just come and click OK. So you change the blending mode to linear light, and you get back the image the way it was before. So you're going to click Control, or Command, select both layers and click Command G or Control G and put these two in a group. So you're going to name it frequency separation. So when you click and drop down this, this is where we are going to start learning about the Mixturebrush tool. So right now, this is why you have to pay close attention, because I feel I've done so many tutorials about how to use the Mixturebrush tool and how to set it, and I know most of you have not been paying close attention. So this is one, I think, of the last tutorials or the last series about how to set up your Mixturebrush tool. So you have to pay close attention to what I'm about to say right now. So first of all, in order to apply effectively your Mixturebrush tool and see where to apply your Mixturebrush tool, first of all, we have to come and select the texture layer and come to adjustments and create a black and white layer. So I'm going to be explaining to you the reason as why we do create this black and white layer. The reason for creating it is because we want to see where the skin tones are not perfectly blending quite well, so that we can blend them together using the Mixturebrush tool. So we're going to come to the red channel and we're going to turn it down slightly until we can see those areas that don't have smooth skin tone transitions like that. I think that is fine. So you have to turn down the red channel downwards, because most skin tones are embedded in the red channel right here. So close that. So remember, the skin tones are usually or are always under this tones layer. So make sure you select it. So this is where now you have to pay close attention. So this is the normal brush tool. So when you right click, I have another Photoshop version, and when you right click, I know some of you are going to be having your Mixturebrush tool under the brushes tool. So when you right click on it, I look for your Mixturebrush tool. It is not a pencil tool, it is not a brush tool, but it is a Mixturebrush tool. So this is the normal brush option. So some of you are going to be having the Mixturebrush tool under here, but mine is out, and this is where I find my Mixturebrush tool. So I'll just come and right click right there, and I'll look for my Mixturebrush tool. So you can see it is labeled very well. It is a Mixturebrush tool, not an ordinary brush tool. So come and click on it. So you'll have selected the Mixturebrush tool. So after selecting it, this is where you have to set your Mixturebrush tool to get the best or the right results for your skin retouching process to be really successful. So in order to do that, we are going, first of all, these are the settings for the brush. So these are above here are the settings for the brush. So we want to set it up so that we have the best results. So I know you may not have all these values the way they are, so I'm going to go step by step to explain each and every thing right above here. So first of all, this is where most of you really go wrong. So when you come and click right here, you can see this drop down icon. I know some of you are going to be having a white color, or some of you are going to be having this white color right here. So make sure you drop down and make sure it is a clean brush, because we don't need any color on our brush. That's why we have this kind of tiny boxes or squares in this layer, because we don't want any color. So drop down and make sure it is a clean brush. So after that, we have two options right here. The very first option right here is load the brush after each and every stroke. I hope you can understand that. Then the second option is clean the brush after each and every stroke. So these are the two options. So make sure you don't select this first option. Come and select the very second option right here. So when you come and select it, this implies that when we are trying to mix or blend the skin tones on the image, the brush is going to automatically clean itself after we have applied the mixing on a given area. We are not going to be able to maybe pick color from here and paint from here, because the brush or Photoshop is going to automatically clean for us the brush when we select this option. So that is basically what we need. Make sure this box right here with a brush kind of with a stroke is selected, or it is highlighted like that. So make sure your wetness is at 9%. So I've tried so many options, but I found this one to be working for me quite well. When your hotness is below 9 or 9 and below, you're going to retain so much skin textures in your image. So when your hotness is all the way up over 10, you're going to be having less of the skin textures in your image. So make sure you go with the wetness of 9 and below. And for purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to go with the wetness of 9 because I want you guys to see the results from the mixing in this tutorial. So we are going to be using a load of 75 because we don't want to go with a load of 100%. We just want a slight load, not an average, but a slightly enough, something that is enough. That's why we need 75%. The mix, we need the skin tones to blend really well, but we don't need them to blend all the way. So we're going to be using 90%, and we need the brush to flow fully. That's why you need a flow of 100%. So we have this other option right here. This is where most of you always have issues. Make sure sample all layers is not checked or selected, because we only want to work on this layer. So we don't want to sample from all these layers. We only want to work on this very blur all skin tones layer. So make sure you don't select this option. So I'm going to go back through the settings once again. First of all, make sure it is a clean brush. So we have two options right here. Make sure you select the second option with a brush with a stroke. The reason for selecting this is because we want the brush to clean itself after each and every stroke, the way it is indicating right here. A wetness of 9% or below. If at all you want to retain as much natural skin texture as possible, make sure the load is 75, the mix is 90, and the flow 100. And make sure sample all layers is not checked or marked, and make sure you're on your blur or skin tones layer. So we are going to start blending the skin tones in this very image. So we're going to zoom in a little bit using a Control or Command plus on the keyboard to zoom in slightly. And in order to increase your brush size, use the left and right brackets on the keyboard. So the left bracket reduces on the size of your mixer brush, and the right bracket increases on the size of your mixer brush. So we're going to start from the nose area. You can see we have so many varying skin tones right here on the shadow part of the nose. So you're going to get an appropriate size of a brush. And the other thing is, when you're mixing, make sure you mix the midtones alone, the shadows alone, and the highlights alone. And that area that may be having a transition between maybe the midtones and the highlights, make sure you transition or blend it also alone. So make sure you don't drag from the highlights to the shadows when you're trying to mix or blend your images or your skin tones. So I'm going to start from this shadow area, and I'm just going to blend that. And when you're doing this, make sure you don't blend a particular area for a long time, because it is going to be doubling the wetness effect, and it is going to remove our natural skin texture. So I've blended those shadows alone, and I'm just going to blend this beautiful highlight alone like that. You can see that. So I'm going to just turn off the black and white layer, and I'm going to toggle this on and off by clicking on the eye icon so that you can see the progress so far. So that's the before after. You can see we have evened out the skin tones that were uneven on the nose area. So we're going to continue doing that on the rest of the image like that. So we have that, we have gotten rid of the unevenness in the skin tone. So just going to blend there too, blend that, blend that. So you can only use a mixer brush tool for doing your frequency separation, but and you get a really nice results when you're really careful with it. And you can as well use it combined with the lasso tool method to give you a more beautiful and refined results from your retouching process. So I'm not going to retouch this image fully because I don't want you guys to spend your time or a long time right here. I just wanted to explain everything in detail and show you how it is done using a mixer brush tool when you're doing your skin retouching. So I'm going to zoom out slightly and I'm going to turn this off so that you can see what we have just done with just a few strokes of a brush. So just see the before after. You can see we have just transformed the image and we have just gotten rid of this uneven highlight which was right here close to that contouring, and we have gotten rid of this patch or highlight right there. I hope you guys can notice that, and you can see what you have just done with just a few strokes of a brush. So basically this is how you set up your mixer brush tool when you're trying to do your skin retouching or when you're going to do your retouching on the overall image. So you can continue blending all the unevenness in the skin tones, and what I said is you can use the mixer brush tool method of frequency separation independent, or you can use it alone and you get really nice results. But you can as well use it combined with the lasso tool method like I've always shown you in my tutorials on this channel, and you'll still have beautiful and nice results from your skin retouching process. So if at all you loved or learned something from this tutorial, don't forget to like this video and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe this channel if at all you have just landed on this video or this tutorial for the very first time. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching and thank you for supporting this channel, and don't forget to subscribe if at all you really want us to grow and become a big channel, because we help or provide content for you guys at no cost so that we can learn and grow together. I'll see you in yet another retouching tutorial on this channel, and don't forget to keep creating.